All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV. Well, we turn our attention to the National Oval Racing Association, the UMP Modifieds, coming to you live from the Limaland Motorsports Park. Good evening, Brett Wheeler in the booth alongside Stephen McMillian. Stephen, welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV booth, and also welcome back to the National Oval Racing Association. We've seen a great battle, we've seen a great race 2 weeks ago with the UMP Modifieds. They went, I think it was 60 green flag laps at the at Lanier National Speedway. Sorry, a similar sort of track to what Lanier is with Limaland. Are we expecting a similar sort of result here tonight?
No, definitely not. Well, I mean, this track is, I mean, it might be similar size, but there's no way compared to that track of Lanier. Lanier is a more forgiving track where Limaland, it takes a lot of drivers' patience. They got to be patient. And that's sometimes what drivers lack in the track like Limaland. I mean, you got so far 29 cars signed up. I mean, there's going to be some hungry people out there.
Yes, that's sorry, excuse me, you caught me out with a mouthful of drink. Yeah, there certainly is, but again, we're from what we're seeing, I believe that Cody Batten is actually the points leader coming into tonight. I think it is. It's a very slim margin between a few drivers for the points. I guess at this sort of stage of the season, I mean, you really want to be finishing up near the top and really get those points counted towards the end of the season.
You do, and the main goal now to the end of the season is keep your nose clean. Yeah, you want to be up front, but you want the other people to make their mistakes where you can capitalize at the end. Don't go all out on the first couple of laps. So long as he keeps his nose clean and out of other people's messes, I believe he'd be just
In fact, I believe it's not Cody, it's Josh Conover leads Shane Evan and Jason Conover in third. So I apologise. I didn't think Cody was that far up. He's never that far up the front in the points. Now look, I'm giving him smack again, but he's a good guy, Cody. And again, we spoke about it just briefly off air as well. A lot of heavy hitters here tonight. The likes of Cody Batten, Corey Pennington, Corey Whitworth, Blake Garrett, JD Brown, Shane Evans, Derek Fedkenhauer, Patrick Solari, Dustin Griffiths. There's Nick Jordan. There's your top 10. And of course, Brent Hobson. I mean, this field, like Randall Carter, Garrett Niebregi, Josh Conover, your points leader, was 19th quickest in the hot lap session. Jason Conover, who's 26 in the hot lap session. I mean, there's 6.5 tenths separating the times first through to 26, and as I said, Blake Brown. There's some other guys that can really shake things up here in the point standings, and as you said, a lot of heavy hitters here tonight.
definitely, and they're going to keep their nose clean. I got faith in them. But like I said, they got two unique turns here. I mean, you'll see it on the restarts or on the start of the race how people go into turns. They're going to high side and diamond it off to start the race. I mean, you got to be paying.
All right, so we're not too far away from rolling into qualifying session. While we've got this opportunity, again, a big thanks to our sponsors here at Ultimate Dirt TV. Of course, without their continued support, none of this would be possible. You can check them out on our website. Head over to www.ultimatedirttv.com. Click on the sponsors tab. From there, you can click on the images. It'll take you directly to their direct website. There is also their social media information, or social media info for the pages that they have, whether it's Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, any sort of social media info that they've got. We've got it linked to our website. Of course, those wonderful people that are helping us continually behind the scenes. A big thanks to Wicked Cushion, 19 Designs, World of Thunder R Racing League, Dirt Leagues Australia, JR Productions and Media, and Black Diamond Motorsports. Steve, as a owner yourself in a league for World of Thunder, you put on UMP Modifieds a fixed setup this season as well on Wednesday nights. Are you seeing a lot of the drivers from here tonight that generally run in your league?
No, not that many that share. We don't share that many of the similar drivers, but I could tell you this: the drivers that I know that are in this league are top caliber. and Josh has something to be very.
All right, Connor, in regards to your message, just message the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook page. Management behind the scenes will get you sorted out. Tomorrow night, where does your league head to? For people that might want to run a fixed UMP modified series, where can they go to find out more information about that?
Well, you can go to World of Thunder, WOTRL.com, and there's a flyer on there, and I could look real quick to tell you where we'll be at tomorrow.
I'm certainly going to talk a bit longer because I've actually got a bit of food in my mouth. But with that being said,
give me 1 second. I'm almost there. All right, so tomorrow night the modifieds will be at Knoxville. So it'll be 50 laps in Knoxville, fixed it up, and VRN will be broadcasting that one before. But we got a lot of good drivers there. Top points battle going on, and it looks like Josh has just advanced it. So we're fixing to start qualifying.
yes, that indeed. We are qualifying up now on the program. We'll have the top 20 on the left of your side of your screen. And of course, we'll have the bottom left of your side, the bottom left corner of the screen, the driver that we are following or we are watching at the moment on the racetrack. In car number 96, it is Wes Kirchner. Wes Kirchner in car number 96, Tyler Chalk. First lap time was quick time, but Corey Pennington quickly erased that one. Wes Kirchner in the number 96 will go 7th. Quick Nick Jordan, who sits 3rd. Adam Tevez in car number 42, rolling around the Limaland Motorsports Park. The orange, white and black BC Forever number 42. We'll see what he can do. Is 5th quick with a 12.950. Corey Whitworth, who I just seen in the Dirt Street Stock Series presented over at teamvlar.com. He's just slowly coming out onto the racetrack right now. Cody Batten goes 3rd quick in car number 71. Jason Minot in car number 16. Got the 14 on the side of that car. 16 in the service. Shane Evans, quick time with a 12.860. Was quick time, but JD Brown with a 12.833. One guy I'm interested in to keep an eye on so far in the 876, the 2 on the side of the car, is going to be Blake Garrett. Sits 7th quick at the moment with a 12.946. He's a little over a 10th off the pace at the moment. Randall Carter, car number 37, with a 12.904. Steve, we're seeing a lot of drivers, their first lap times are being the faster lap times. And I'm very surprised because normally you'd want to keep your fastest lap time for your final lap.
You are, but they're trying to go all at it right now. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me right now. But you're right. Normally you want to save your stuff, save your tires, and hit your marks on that second lap to be quick time.
We are watching your points leader in car number 22. Josh Connor went to the top, lap number 1. Now down to the bottom in lap number 2. We'll see what he can do in the car. No, car number 22. Wow, I'm just starting to rhyme. And it's going to be 13.039, 19th quick. Brent Hobson still just circulating. Corey Whitworth has gone 3rd quick with a 12.879. But at the moment, JD Brown not going to be competed with at the moment at 12.833. 28 cars.
We still have 2 left to qualify. Trey Smith and Brian Cross. Brian Cross is connected to the server, so looks like they won't post a qualifying time.
Nope, so we're looking at 28 cars that'll lay down a lap time, more than likely going to be 3 heat races.
4.
We're looking at 4? We are. Okay, so, yep, no worries. 4 heat races, 8 cars the distance, 8 cars on the track with 15 lap heat races. That just seems like a lot of laps for a heat race distance.
It does, but it's a small track, so I bet you it's going to allow some time for some good racing.
All right, well, let's take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid for heat race number 1. Starting on pole in car number 14, JD Brown. On his outside in car number 71, Cody Batten. Inside second row, out of position 3, car number 42 of Adam Tevez. Out of position 4, the 07 of Tyler Chalk. Lining up position 5 in the 16 will be Jason Minot. Out of position 6, car number 8 of Brent Hobson. With Jake Boyer in the 55, starting position 7, and Trey Schmidt in car number 20, starting position number 8. 8 cars, 15 laps to distance. What have we got? Top 3 going to the main event, Steve?
Let's see here. I believe, yeah, top 3 go to advance from each heat.
Top 3 will go to the heat. Top 2 will go into a pole shuffle later on. We'll have the... Pretty much, if you win this heat right now, you've pretty much guaranteed yourself a front row starting position.
Yes, sir. And you look at the pace truck pulling in.
JD Brown, Cody Batten going to lead the field off for turn number 4. Green flag is out for the opening heat race of the night. The National Oval Racing Association UMP modifieds here at the Limaland Motorsports Park, and Batten around the outside of JD Brown. Cody Batten will lead lap number 1. There's still 14 laps to go in the number 14 car. JD Brown wants to get back by the number 71 car for the race lead. Adam Tevez sits in that third and final transfer spot. We go back to Tyler Chalk and Jason Minot going to do battle side by side into 1 and 2. Tyler Chalk has the advantage at the moment. And here comes Minot looking back to the inside. We go back towards the front of the field. It's JD Brown starting to close the gap on Cody Batten.
And you look at JD Brown, I mean, he's just waiting for Cody Batten to make a mistake entering the turn. You know, go a little too high, JD Brown can sneak underneath. You know, he's looking. But you really look at your 4th, 5th, and 6th, and 7th place. I mean, they're right there together, battling for 4th, basically. So it's a good race in the back, because, you know, even the back race could choose if you go to a B main and a C main.
Yep, every spot is very, very crucial right now in the opening parts of this heat race. Minot was once again up on the inside on Tyler Chalk in 3 and 4. We'll see if we can do it again in turn 1 and 2. Brent Hobson followed closely in now, stuck in a 3-car battle right now. The 4th, 5th, and 6th. Hobson and Minot going to make contact. Minot's going to go around along with Jake Boyer, and the yellow flag going to fly for the first time in heat race number 1 of the National Oval Racing Association UMP Modifieds here at Limaland. It's just a case of both drivers trying to fight for the same bit of real estate, and one car ends up around.
Yeah, so this is, you know, they're battling for, you know, a spot in a B main or a C main, and so they're running hard too. You know, they don't want to play the alphabet.
The driver's probably on 2 to green right now. Still going to have 4 laps left to run, and you got to think right now, if you're Cody Batten, probably just hanging on, just thinking, you know, what can I do to stay out in front? Just got to keep hitting your marks on the bottom side. It's nowhere else to be right now, especially this early on in the night. You know, you want to be on the bottom side. That's certainly the fastest way around, because it's the shortest way around as well.
It is, and you know, and eventually with next heat race they move up a little bit higher and higher. You know, and the groove move up. I mean, it'll be slick all over. But it looks like the lights are out. The pace truck going to be pulling in. Cody Batten taking them to the high side, turns 3. Diamonds down, come down. Green flags out for Cody Batten as he gets the jump. Actually, they all move up to the middle groove there on that restart, turns 1 and 2.
Yep, that's certainly the way to do. Run down low into 1 and 2, and just slide it up on the exit of turn number 2. But right through the middle goes Cody Batten with 2.5 to go. Down the back straightaway this time by. He leads into 3 and 4. Started on the outside of the front row. And well, he's looking to put himself at least on the front row for tonight's main event. JD Brown, he's got 1.5 laps to go to make something happen in the number 14 car. Don't think he's going to have enough time to get up to the back and pass the 71 of Cody Batten. Adam Tevez will hold on to the third and final transfer spot for the time being. 2 turns to go, make that 0 turns. He comes out of turn number 4. Cody Batten going to get the win in heat race number 1. Well done, Cody. Second going to go to JD Brown, Adam Tevez, Tyler Chalk. Close finish with Trey Schmidt, Jason Minot, Jake Boyer, and Brent Hobson make up heat race number 1. We'll quickly move into heat race number 2. We'll take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid.
Now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, starting on your front row will be number 92 of Shane Evans. On the outside, number 37 of Randall Carter. Garrett Nabri on the inside of row number 3, and his outside be Blake Brown. Starting third row inside, it's Wes Kirchner. On the outside, it's Jonathan Schaefer. On the last row be Jarrett Bolliard and Brian Gross. And it don't take much for these cars to get around and make a lap. I mean, these pace laps go pretty quick as they're fixing to get the one to go signal with Shane Evans and Randall Carter on your front row as they start to rack them and stack them and bunch them up. Pace car will lead them down the back straightaway one last time before they let them loose.
It's very important for Shane Evans as well to get the win here because he's second in points. He needs to get a good starting spot in tonight's main event.
He does, and lights are out. The green flag's out. Hey, look at Shane Evans, but there's contact all in the back. Woo, but they straightened up. Shane Evans and Randall Carter run that middle group. Right now, the battle is for third place as Garrett Nabri and Blake Brown. Blake Brown battling on the high side, but this is also allowing Wes Kirchner to catch. But meanwhile, Shane Evans and Randall Carter are starting to pull away from the field. Wes Kirchner moves up to fourth place.
He's having a good battle there with the 74 car of Blake Brown. Brown going to move from the outside to the inside into turn 1 and 2. Kirchner and Brown side by side. They've just let Garrett Niebrugge in the 19 car just slip away from them just a little bit, and that's where you need to be. You need to be in the top 3 if you're going to have any chance at moving on to the main event. Otherwise, you will be stuck in either a B main or potentially a C main, just depending on how many cars that we had here tonight. Of course, I think we had 28 or 29.
You know, and really, Garrett's wanting Wes Kirchner and Blake Brown to battle so that way he can pull away a little bit, give himself some breathing room as they complete lap 6, starting lap 7. But meanwhile, Randall Carter started putting a little bit of pressure on Shane Evans.
Yeah, Carter, very, very experienced driver in the UMP modified. Well, I must say Shane Evans is doing a bang-up job in that number 92 car. Of course, second quick here tonight. Second in the points, not far away from your points leader, Josh Conover. Now, of course, Josh, not in this race, Josh had I'm going to say, a bit of a bad qualifying effort. And, well, this could be the distance or this could be the points gap that he needs to make up here at Limaland if he's going to have any sort of chance at taking out this championship.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I mean, just look at first and second. They have really just pulled away. And now you start to see Garrett start to put some distance between him and Wes Kirchner. So, I mean, he had some breathing room as, you know, they're completing lap number 11 right now.
As it stands with 4 laps left to run, Shane Evans in the 92. Your race leader from Randall Carter, Garrett Niebrugge, holds down the third and final transfer spot when you get back to Wes Kirchner and Blake Brown, still fighting it out for fourth and fifth. Jonathan Schaefer, man, I'll spit it out eventually. Jarrett Bolliard and Brian Cross, who is already retired. But they come past the start-finish line, Steve. 2 laps to go for Shane Evans.
Yes, it is. As you know, really, you could say, you know, those two are going to the dash either way. But Randall Carter is still going to still going to be fighting as the white flag comes out. 1 lap to go. And really, right now, the battle on the track is for 4th and 5th. As checkered flag come out for Shane Evans, Randall Carter will finish second. Garrett will finish third. Fourth be Wes Kirshner and Blake Brown in fifth. Jonathan Schaefer in sixth. Jarrett Bolliard is.
All right, that was heat race number 2. Heat number 3. Let's take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid late, and I hope that's better. Starting on pole in Caravan 69, a bit of the 996 here of Corey Whitworth. On his outside, out of position number 2, Caravan 17 of Nick Jordan. Dylan Thomas in the 03 will start position 3, out of position 4, Caravan 99 of Patrick Solari. Lining up position number 5, the points leader of the UMP Modified Series in Caravan 22, Josh Conover starts position number 5. Out of position number 6, Caravan 39 of Jason Conover. Lining up position 7 in Caravan 66 will be Brian Powell, and that will make up 7 cars in heat race number 3. 3 of these drivers, Steve, once again, we're going to go to the main event. 2 will go to the pole shuffle. Everybody else goes into the preliminary mains. 15 laps on the board.
15 quick laps around here at Limaland. I mean, it's going to go quick in a hurry. And, you know, Corey Whitworth, I think he has this heat race covered. He's done good all month long, every race he's been in, almost. In fact, he's the one that led all 60 laps 2 weeks ago at Lanier.
Steve McMillan coming in with the big stats here on Ultimate Dirt TV. 15 laps on the board. Heat race number 3. Corey Whitworth jumps on the loud pedal, and we are green as he pulls a couple of car lengths from Nick Jordan already into turn number 1 and 2. Keep an eye on the 03 car. That is Dylan Thomas working inside on Jordan. And here comes Patrick Solari back to the outside on the third place runner of Dylan Thomas now. So right now the middle groove looks like the fastest way around this Limaland Motorsports Park. But Nick Jordan, Dylan Thomas, and oh, there goes Solari. Solari going to cross back underneath him now. And Solari looking down low into 1 and 2.
And you see that he's trying to get that bottom groove to work. But that middle groove is so strong right now. But, you know, look at 3 wide for second place exiting that turn. I mean, Dylan Thomas, Nick Jordan, and Patrick, I mean, it's tight racing right there. It's tighter than Lanier sometimes because they're all battling for that one little section of the track. You see Nick Jordan actually start pulling away a little bit from Patrick Solari and Dylan Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas and Solari fighting out for the final transfer or direct transfer spot straight into tonight's main event. Of course, it's still going to be made to come after the heat races, and then we'll have a pole shuffle as well to determine our top 8 starting positions. Solari starting to move clear on Nick Jordan into turn number 1 and 2. Solari just starting to catch up and really start to put the pressure on the 17 of Nick Jordan now side by side into turn number 3 and 4. 7 laps in, 8 laps left to run, and Solari really making a charge for it right now. Starter position 4. He's got the third and final transfer spot, but he's not happy. He's not done with just yet. He wants that second spot.
You know, Patrick Solari has always been faster than most anything he's in. And right now he's showing patience on that bottom side to get around Nick Jordan now for second place. And you can see Nick Jordan getting into him. Oh, that kind of hurt Nick Jordan as he falls back to 4th. Dylan Thomas is now in your transfer spot in 3rd place.
Oh, you put that a couple of laps ago. Solari in the 99 caught the inside tyres in turns 1 and 2 laps ago. And it pushed his car right up on the exit of turn number 2 in front of Nick Jordan. They made contact. And then, of course, going into 3, it was Thomas who went to the inside. And Thomas and Nick Jordan had contact in turn number 3 and 4. And that's put Nick Jordan 1 spot out of a transfer at the moment. He would start position 3 in tonight's B main. So Nick Jordan not having a heat race that he would have liked to have had, considering that he started on the outside of the front row. And how about Josh Conover as well? I think he started P5 in this one. He hasn't gained any positions, hasn't lost any positions. He still sits in that 5th spot at the moment. But again, it's all about trying to finish up as far as you can and put yourself in good stead for tonight's main event.
That's right. They're giving 2 laps to go. As right now, Corey Whitworth will be taking the white flag. And Dylan Thomas has comfort now. He's knowing he's going to the A main.
Yep, white flag is upon us right now. In fact, out of turn number 4, Corey Whitworth going to get the job done. In cut of a 69, he wins from Patrick Solari, Dylan Thomas home in third. Those 3 drivers straight to the main event. Nick Jordan, Josh Conover, Brian Powell and Jason Conover will all find themselves in tonight's consolation race. And, well, that's 3 heat races. Adam Leichy. Well, Adam Leichy, thank you very much for those 100 stars. I did mean to say that before that heat race, but I forgot. So, Adam, thank you very much for those stars. The final heat race on the program. Let's take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid.
All right, starting in front rows, number 21 of Coy Pennington. On his outside, it'd be the number 257 of Blake Garrett. On your second row inside will be the 04 of Dustin Griffiths. On the outside of him, be number 41 of Logan Rumsey. Starting your third row is the 843 of Derek. And his outside be number 38 of Aiden Perdue. And then starting last on the field will be the number 88 of Joshua Jarrett.
All right, I actually got the correct pronunciation of that one, of the 843. It's Derek Fedgen-Hauer.
All right. What do you think about the 88 car, Brett? That looks pretty cool. Lead Baru.
Yeah.
All right.
Looks similar to a different side of paint scheme, so I'll move away from that one.
Green flag's out. Corey Benson. It's on the loud pedal. As you see, Blake Garrett battling on the bottom, Coy Benson in the middle to the high groove. And as you see now, Blake Garrett getting the run on the high side. I'm sorry, on the bottom, but we got a car spun around. Looks like Logan Rumsey. But Blake Garrett is in the lead. Coy Benson in second. Dustin Griffiths in third. Fourth is Aiden Perdue. And fifth is Derek.
Yeah, Derek Fedgen-Hauer.
Look at the leaders. I mean, they're just going.
Yeah, that's one thing I was just about to say. After Fedgen-Hauer rounds out your top 5, Josh Jarrett, Logan Rumsey sits 6th and 7th. But right now, Blake Garrett on the top side. Coy Pennington down low. Pennington, he's been a man that has been able to come through the field, not only in the UMP modifieds, but also in the midgets as well. So, well, he's making his job just a little bit easier tonight if he can continue to run up front right now. But, well, Blake Garrett, I did say that we're going to keep an eye on him at the start of the night. After, I wouldn't say a great qualifying run, but still a qualifying effort that put him on the outside of the front row. He's certainly making this front row starting position count right now. He leads just down to turn number 4 right now. 7 laps in, 8 laps to go, so we're about at the half race distance.
Yeah, so you see Coy Benson riding the high side, try to exit dominant to the middle on the exits. And he's trying to catch a little bit of ground, but you see right there, turns 3, caught a little bit of the wall. But Coy Benson is starting to pick up some ground on Blake Garrett.
There was contact going down the back straightaway. Pennington got to the back of Garrett, and you're seeing Garrett, the car get real sideways going into turn number 3. And now Garrett, because of that contact, he's moved up the racetrack. But here comes Pennington back down to the inside. 5 to go. Slide jump into 3 and 4. Pennington on Garrett. Garrett crosses underneath him.
I mean, they're going good. Look at Blake Garrett. He's now finding the high side, trying to get momentum, and that's something he has. So now Coy's going to just kind of follow him, try to set him up in one of these turns to do another. But they're just pulled away from third place of Aiden Perdue. And Aiden Perdue has moved up quite a few spots.
Sorry, he's moved up. He moved up to position 3. Was there contact between Pennington and Garrett just then?
Well, it looked like Corey got into the wall. Corey.
2 to go for your leader, Blake Garrett in the number 2 car. Corey Pennington, Ryan's in second. Out of turn number 4, Steve, bring it home. One final lap in heat race number 4.
I just seen Corey try to give a Hail Mary down there in turns 1 and 2 the slider line, but Blake Garrett's going to just have the momentum and win heat race number 4. Corey Pennington second, Aiden Purdue in third.
Derek Fedkenhauer in 4th, Dustin Griffiths in 5th, Joshua Jarrett and Logan Rumsey make up the 7 cars in heat race number 4. I believe these are open sets, aren't they, Steve?
I believe they are. I'm almost 100% positive.
All right, let's take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid. This is your C-Main 15 laps, going to be the distance. The top 4 going to move on to the back of tonight's B-Main, so 6 cars will not make the B-Main, and we start to eliminate cars. Starting on pole in car number 16, Jason Minot, alongside him in the 93, Jonathan Schaefer. Out of position 3, the 66 of Brian Powell, and he's outside the 88 of Joshua Jarrett, out of position 4. Out of position 5, the 55 of Jake Boyer. Out of position 6, the 97 of Jarrett Bolyard. Position 7, Jason Conover in car number 39. Out of position 8, the 41 of Logan Rumsey. Out of position 9, the 8 of Brent Hobson. Out of position 10, in the 883, is going to be Brian Cross. Steve, who gets the win here?
I'm going to say it's Jason Minot.
All right, I'm going to go Joshua. I'm going to go Brian Powell. I was going to go with Joshua Jarrett, but I'll change to Brian Powell. 15 laps, top 4 going to move on. 10 cars in tonight's C-Main. We get set for the National Oval Racing Association. We are green, and Jake Boyer in the 55 immediately got spun on the exit of turn number 4. And because he was the only car around, and there is the yellow flag, we're going to go back to, I'm not going to say the original starting position, but we're going to have a restart, but it's going to be a double file restart.
You know, and this is where drivers start to get antsy. They know they got to make a top 4 to go to the B main. And, you know, this is where they got to be patient. There's 15 long laps to make it, you know. And it's just someone in the back got a little heavy on the gas, a little too quick, and just spun.
Well, it's the same distance as a heat race, so, I mean, there's no real change to this one, and I think the B main is going to be 20 laps, so I mean, you're going to tack on an extra 5 laps. Again, that's only about a minute and a half of extra racing that they get to do, but I mean, to get to that B main, you've got to go through the C main first, and with this yellow flag, these drivers lose 3, even 4 laps sometimes. So again, what was going to be a 15 lap C main now essentially turns into a 10 or 11 lap C main.
That's right, and it looks like the pace truck will pull in as Jason Minot will lead the field to the green. Coming out, turn number 4, he's on the gas. Single file. Jonathan Schaefer in second place, looking in the middle with Brian Powell. But you know what, Brett? It'll probably be, you see the 97 of Jared Bolyard trying to bottom. But Joshua Jarrett moves up to 4th. He's in the transfer spot right.
Now that's only short-lived because Bolyard wants that spot back. He wanted that 4th and final transfer spot. Here comes Jarrett and Rumsey and Brett Hobson. They were 3 wide. There's contact. That just gives Jared Bolyard a little bit of breathing room right now. Rumsey going to move into position 5. Shuffle Joshua Jarrett back to 7th, maybe even 8th right now. As well, don't count out Brian Powell as well. He's working the top side into 3 and 4, trying to get by Jonathan Schaefer. But we watch the battle on for the 4th and final transfer spot. Jared Bolyard in the 97 holds on from Logan Rumsey.
That's right. You see Brett Hobson trying to work that bottom line, get some grip coming off turn, but as I say that, he runs the middle. And Logan Rumsey tries to look underneath of Jared Bolyard. But meanwhile, you look at Brian Pell not giving Jonathan Schaefer any breathing room either, as he wants second spot.
Change up for the fourth and final transfer spot. Rumsey put a slider on Bolyard. Wasn't the cleanest of sliders, but it was enough to just clear him. And Bolyard and Rumsey had contact. Bolyard back to 6 as Brent Hobson got on by. And wouldn't it be nice to see the number 8 car, Brent Hobson, make it into the C main? Everybody else, as I said, from 5th on back at the moment is going home. Minot still leads Power around the outside on Jonathan Schaefer in turns 3 and 4. And Logan Rumsey's got that fourth and final transfer spot on lockdown at the moment with 3 to go.
There you go. You see Jared Bolyard hitting the wall there. Had to ride it to get off of it. But also, you look at Brett Hobson. He's not giving Logan Rumsey much space as he wants that final track.
Yeah, I'm not going to say he's squeezing him, but he's certainly moving up the racetrack on the straightaways to, as I said, to put the pressure on Rumsey. Here comes a slider from Hobson. Rumsey around the outside. The battle is on. Rumsey caught the wall, and now he's trying to wall ride to 4th place, but that's not going to be. Jason Minot gets the win from Brian Powell, Jonathan Schaefer, and Brent Hobson, all going to transfer into the back of tonight's B main. Hello, Mike Cook. Welcome back, buddy. But Brian Cross, Jarrett Bolyard, Logan Rumsey, Jake Boyer, Josh Jarrett, and Jason Conover, Jason Conover was 3rd coming into tonight. He has been unable to make it into the main event, so that's going to certainly shake up the points for 3rd spot as we take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid for tonight's B main.
All right, starting on your front row is the number 07 of Tyler Chalk. On his outside, it'd be number 96 of Wes Kirshner. On your second row inside, the number 17 of Nick Jordan. On his outside, and 843 is Derek. I'm going to screw up the last name, so I'm not even trying to say it. Starting 5th tonight is number 20 of Troy Smith on his outside. In the number 74B of Blake Brown. Starting 7th is the 22 of Josh Conover, and his outside is 04 of Dustin Griffiths. Starting 9th, the winner of the C main, Jason Minette, and on the outside, in 10th spot, 66 of Brian Powell. Then it's Jonathan Schaefer and Brent Hobson rounding out your field. As these drivers will get the 1 to go signal this time. And all the drivers will be bunching it up 20 laps of distance. Brett, do you think we're going to have his...
What was that?
Oh, yeah, top 8 go to the A main. Pace truck pulls in. Tyler Chalk on the gas. As he catches, Wes Kirshner goes down to the... Tries to duck underneath him, but Tyler Chalk will get the run on the high side. As now you see Wes Kirshner going to the high side, as you see a lot of people battling for those 8 spots. They don't want to be the ones to go home.
Trey Smith working down low in the number 20 car with 2 and 3 wide down the back straight away. Jordan, we've got to fall back to position 4 right now. Trey Smith is into position 3. Kirchner and Tyler Chalk on the top side. Here comes the 22, Josh Conover. Now remember, Josh Conover, you need to be inside the top 8. Remember, Shane Evans is already locked in. Jason Conover was unable to make the B main, therefore won't make the A main. Josh Conover, in order to keep his points lead and not let the lead slip away to Shane Evans, he needs to make it into the show. Blake Brown into the wall, so we'll keep a close eye on the number 22 car. He needs to stay inside of the top 8. He runs at about the 7th spot at the moment, so he's flirting on the bubble at the moment.
As you see right now, I mean, these drivers are all over the track. And you look at Jason Minette moving up to 6th spot, all the way from the C main, and has a transfer spot in the B main going to the A. And you also look at Jonathan Schaefer up into 5th place, move back to 6th, as Jason Minette now has 5th.
Well, those 2 drivers coming from the C main, and they made quick work of some of the drivers in this field. Minot and Schaefer, 5th and 6th at the moment. Derek Fedkenhauer and Blake Brown battling it out for that final transfer spot. Oh, Jordan around. Here comes Brent Hobson and Fedkenhauer back to the outside. And that 8th and final transfer spot belongs to the 17 at the moment of Nick Jordan.
I mean, look at 3 or 4 wide. This track's, you know, it's racing all over. They're going to bottom, middle, and high groove. But meanwhile, you look at Trace Smith battling for 3rd place with Jason Minot.
Minot started position 9th, I think it was, and he's looking at probably a top 3 at the moment. And just think, we're only halfway in. It's a good chance that number 14 car is going to go to the front very, very quickly.
He is, and you know, I mean, really, I bet you know, if I'm Wes Kirster, I'll be watching out because Jason Minot's coming.
He's certainly got the 14 hooked up on the top side of the racetrack at the moment. Trey Smith holding on to position at number 4, Jonathan Schaefer 5th on the bottom side, Josh Conover in 6th on the top. There's a little bit of a gap back to Brent Hobson in 7th. Derek Fedkenhauer in the 8:43 holds on to that 8th and final transfer spot, but he hasn't got it all his own way at the moment because Blake Brown in the 74B car is not going away. Blake Brown wants to transfer into the main event. He just needs to get that one spot, and it's the black and yellow, black and green car that is now on the top side behind the black and white 843 car.
Yes, as you look right now, Wes Kirster's catching up with Tyler Chalk as he's still running that middle groove. It's Tyler Chalk on the high side, and that's been the groove that Jason Minot's ran almost the whole race. Look at that, little bit of contact with Wes Kirster, Tyler Chalk. Wes Kirster takes the lead as they start lap number 17.
4 to go. That was a very ballsy move to make in this B main. Chalk was aware of the fact that Kirchner was coming in hot and heavy, and Chalk had to really turn right as he thought Kirchner was really going to check up right in front of him. Here goes Minot to the inside on Tyler Chalk into turn number 3. Chalk into the wall. Schmidt does well to stay off of him. 2 laps to go this time by.
As you look right now, as you see Trey Smith did a slider on Tyler Chalk there. That's a close race, and I mean, they just don't need to mess it up. They're in the transfer spot with 1 lap to go.
Well, it just goes to show the mentality right now is each spot is basically a car that they don't have to pass in tonight's main event. And speaking of passing, let's take a look at your top 8 that are going to go through. Wes Kirchner, Tyler Chalk, Trey Schmidt, Jason Minot, Josh Conover, Jonathan Schaefer, Blake Brown, and Brent Hobson going to all make the show. Brian Powell, Nick Jordan, Dustin Griffiths, and Derek Fedkenhauer will not make it, those 4 drivers. But well done as we have our field set. And, well, what we've got next, Steve, is our pole shuffle. And we've seen some great pole shuffles over the past month or so.
Oh, yes, definitely. We watched some people that would have started probably 8th or 9th or 10th make it almost to the front row. We almost seen that quite a few.
So looking at the drivers in the pole shuffle, JD Brown, Corey Pennington, Cody Batten, Shane Evans, Patrick Solari, Corey Whitworth, Blake Garrett, and Randall Carter. We'll see those 8 drivers on the racetrack. 7 pole shuffle races, 2 laps, the winner. So the first 2 drivers that are going to come out onto the racetrack are the drivers that finished second in heat 4 and 3. Those 2 drivers will face off 2 laps around Limaland Motorsport Park. The winner will advance to the next part of the pole shuffle race. The loser that doesn't win, or the second place finisher, will start position 8 of tonight's feature event. Then we'll have the second place finisher in heat number 2 come out onto the racetrack, and then they will take on the winner of this race out in front on the racetrack. Right now, Patrick Solari and Coy Pennington going to be those 2 drivers, and Solari's got some good speed, as does Coy Pennington. We've seen Coy Pennington really make a charge in these pole shuffles, wasting no time. Green flag is out. Pennington on the outside, and Patrick Solari down low. Solari's got the momentum down the back straightaway, run on the bottom side of the racetrack. Solari goes down low, as does Pennington. Pennington just catching the infield tie just a little bit. I'm very, very surprised to see both drivers are staying very low at both ends of the racetrack, but for the final time, I'm actually shocked that Pennington didn't go up top, as he's going to come into the side of Solari, but Solari going to advance. Corey Pennington will start position number 8, Steve.
Yes, he will. And, Patrick Solari gets another chance to make his way front. I was waiting for Randall Carter in a 37.
You can have this one.
All right. So we're waiting for Randall Carter to get on the track, as he's now getting on there, waiting for Patrick Solari to get up here. All right. See, Randall Carter's on the bottom, Patrick Solari on top. Green flag's out. Randall Carter going for a jump. And see Corey, or not Corey, but you see Patrick Solari back to the bottom as Randall Carter runs that middle groove. As they get the white flag, Patrick Solari is not giving up on that bottom side as he's still trying to catch up some ground on Randall Carter. And I believe Randall Carter's going to have momentum coming off, and he does. He will win this round.
Yep, Carter will advance. Solari will start position 7. And in fact, I seen it on Monday night, my time, Monday morning, in the midgets at Charlotte for the New Zealand Sim Racing Championship. With the pole shuffle, we've seen that the driver come out onto the racetrack. They were always the one to advance. The car that had won the previous race was never able to get the job done. We'll see if Randall Carter can break that tradition here. We get set. The loser will start out of position 6. JD Brown in the 14 car on the outside of the 37 of Randall Carter, and we are green here in pole shuffle race number 3 on 7. Brown on the cushion, Carter right through the middle of the racetrack. I think Carter may have found something in the last pole shuffle race, so he's certainly got the edge over JD Brown at the moment. 1 lap in, 1 lap to go. Hello, Steve. As here comes JD Brown looking on the outside again. Can Carter? He may have just broken the curse right now, so Randall Carter going to advance. JD Brown tries to cut it underneath. Randall Carter will continue on. JD Brown will start position 6.
And you see, that was that diamond off move out the turn that JD Brown tried, because a lot of times you get more speed making the turn more straighter. You get more speed than someone still turning off the turn.
All right, so now we're starting to get into our heat race winners. Heat race number 4 winner about to roll out onto the racetrack, and that is going to be the number 257 car of Blake.
Yes, it is. And you see now they're going as Blake Garrett on the inside as they're fixing to take the green flag. As Blake Garrett's on the gas as he goes to the bottom, but you look at Randall Carter to the high side. Well, these are Team VLR cars. As Blake Garrett's not getting off the bottom, and Randall Carter has to run that middle to high groove. Hopefully try and get some momentum to go around. But as you look, it's going to be Blake Garrett taking the win, as he will advance on, and that will end Randall Carter's chance in this pole shuffle.
Yep, Randall Carter will start position 5 in tonight's main event. We're waiting on Heat 3 winner Corey Whitworth rolling out onto the Limaland Motorsports Park racetrack right now. He's going to take on the 257. Loser starts position 4. Winner has a chance at a front row starting position. Corey Whitworth in the 69 on the inside. Blake Garrett on the outside. See what Garrett and Whitworth can muster up here in this pole shuffle race. Green flag is out. Both down to the bottom side into turn number 1 and 2. Garrett trying to turn underneath him in turns 1 and 2. And Garrett going to go to the high side in 3 and 4. We'll see if Garrett can get the run on the exit and see if he can carry the speed right now. Very interesting to see, Steve, and we'll touch on it in just a moment. We'll finish this pole shuffle race. Whitworth down to the low side, Garrett on the top side. Corey Whitworth gets the job done. And how about this, Steve? You can just see the difference in the track right now. We've seen the CMB main one on the top side. We're now seeing some of the pole shuffle races being one on the bottom side.
This track moves up and down all night long. I can tell you that from the previous race that we had here with my league last.
Oh, up and down more times than a yo-yo. The number 92 car of Shane Evans coming out onto the racetrack. Steve, this is all yours. Winner will start on the front row. Loser starts P3.
Alrighty. Shane Evans coming out turn. He's on the gas. Corey Benton and Shane Evans getting into each other there. Shane Evans will go to the middle groove as you see Corey Whitworth Corey Whitworth looking at the bottom. But he looks like he's pushing. He must have broke something during that contact. And that will automatically give the win to Shane.
Yeah, Shane Evans going to get his chance to start on the front row alongside Cody Batten. And well, these are two guys, Shane Evans and Cody Batten. These are two guys that I love to give a bit of grief to, and it's all in good fun because, well, we're not going to hashtag free Cody just yet. We'll see if he can get the win. But this is going to be for the front row. The number 92 car of Shane Evans lines up alongside the FRM number 71 of Cody Batten. The winner will start on pole. Who is it going to be? We'll find out in 2 laps around the Limaland Motorsports Park, the final pole shuffle race of the evening, and we are green here at Limaland. And Batten and Evans going to go side by side. Evans right through the middle, but the bottom side is certainly the place to be right now. Batten stays low into 3 and 4. Evans trying the top side of the racetrack. 1 lap complete, 1 lap to go. Batten now sits 2 turns away from putting the 71 on pole. But here comes Evans right through the middle. Can he get the job done? Shane Evans and Cody Batten. Cody Batten gonna start on pole for tonight's feature event. Second will be Shane Evans. We know Corey Whitworth will start position 3. I believe it was Blake Garrett, Randall Carter, JD Brown, Patrick Solari, and Coy Pennington, somewhere around that one. But with that being the pole shuffle being completed, we are going to take this opportunity to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV, and we're going to let these drivers go out on the racetrack, just tear it up just a little bit, although I think it's very, very close to being very, very even. We'll take a quick break and come back with tonight's main event in just a few moments' time.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game, This is iRacing.
Alright, we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV. It is time for tonight's main event for the National Oval Racing Association UMP Modifieds. Brett Wheeler alongside Steve McMillian in the booth. Let's take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid. Starting on pole, in car number 71, Cody Batten alongside Shane Evans. Out of position 3, Corey Whitworth and Blake Garrett will start position 4. Out of position 5 will be Randall Carter and JD Brown out of position 6. Then we go back to Patrick Solari and Coy Pennington, who make up the first 8 positions. Position 9 going to be Adam Tevez, Garrett Niebregi. Out of position 10, Dylan Thomas alongside Aiden Perdue, Wes Kirchner and Tyler Chalk in row 7. Row 8, Trey Smith, Jason Minot, Josh Conover, Jonathan Schaefer, Blake Brown and Brent Hobson. Steve, we know how the field is lined up, 60 laps around the Limaland Motorsports Park. But before we get those 60 laps, our first 5 laps are going to get to the drivers into their correct positions, and then we're going to go into the greatest sight in all of motorsports. But let's take a look and let's have a think. Who is your pick to win tonight's main event?
Well, I'm still going to go with Corey Whitworth. I really believe in him, but you know, there's some tough drivers in this.
All right, you're going Corey Whitworth. I am going to go with... I have no idea who I want to go with. You know what? I normally wouldn't do this, and I'm going to go out on a dead limb here, and I'm going to say Cody Batten is going to be free tonight.
Free Cody as they start to form up for their 4 wide.
The drivers make their way into the greatest sight in all of motorsports. Ladies and gentlemen, the National Oval Racing Association UMP Modified Series. The drivers are 4 wide as their way of thanking you, the race fans that have tuned in tonight here on Ultimate Dirt TV to watch these drivers do battle 60 laps around the Limaland Motorsports Park. They are about to break formation right now into turn number 3 and 4. And in 2 laps time, Steve, we send them loose. For 60 laps, we had 60 green flag laps at Lanier. Are we going to see it again, or are we going to see a couple of yellows?
I believe we're going to see a couple of yellows. As you definitely believe you'll see a couple of yellows in this. I mean, just watch them in their 4 wides, you know, the back end.
All right, well, it's probably an accurate guess, you know, but look, I've seen super late models go 60 laps around here, green to checker. It is possible. Can these boys do it? We will find out, ladies and gentlemen, of turn number 4. Cody Batten has command of the field, and we are green in tonight's main event for the National Oval Racing Association. Turns 1 and 2, and drivers trying to sort themselves out early on as Cody Batten and Shane Evans run side by side. Look at this, 2 by 2 by 2. Whitworth and Blake Garrett side by side. Then you go back to Carter and JD Brown. Whitworth all over the back of Batten in turns number 1 and 2. Oh, Garrett and Shane Evans come together. Shane Evans loses 2, 3, nearly 4 spots, and here comes Whitworth straight to the top side in turn number 1 and 2. He's now got a free top side, but Blake Garrett and Randall Carter, they are going to go side by side into turn number 3.
As you look, there's this racing groove is all over this track. And you see right now Blake Garrett starting to move back up from the outside, getting momentum off the top. As you see now, Corey Whitworth moves up to the top, trying to get a little bit off of Cody back.
Yeah, Whitworth.
But Cody just had so strong on that bottom.
Yeah, Whitworth is trying everything to get by the 71 of Cody Batten, and there it is, our first yellow, our first parking lot in turns number 1 and 2. The 07 of Tyler Chalk along with Blake Brown in the 74, Garrett Niebregi in the 19 car as well. It's parked up in turns number 1 and 2, and well, we got 5 laps in before the yellow flag come out, so that's still decent when you put 20 cars on the racetrack. Hello, Kenneth.
Oh, yes.
All right, what is...
But look at this. J.D. Brown's going to start on the high side on this restart.
He wasn't afraid to put it up on top of the cushion around here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. Again, you can't take anything away from Corey Whitworth, and he was someone that sort of slipped my mind as they were rolling around. I mean, you know, he's been fast. He's had a couple of wins already, you know, with the National Oval Racing Association. If Cody is going to have any chance at winning this one, he needs these restarts, and he needs to stay on the bottom as long as he can, but he needs to find the fastest groove and be that first person to find it very, very quickly.
That's right. Lights are out as they go into turn 3. They're 3 flags out, and Cody Batten gets the call. But look at Corey Whitworth automatically sticking to the high side instead of the middle group. But we got people around in turns 1 and 2. And it looks like we're going to continue to go green. But look at Corey Whitworth side by side with Cody Batten.
Look at Brown and Garrett as well. J.D. Brown and Blake Garrett, they were going at it hammer and tong as well in turn number 1 and 2. Batten is now just starting to fall away, falling into the clutches of the top side of the racetrack. J.D. Brown right through the middle of the racetrack. But Corey Whitworth, the race leader. Here goes Brown down to the inside on Whitworth. Side by side, Batten trying to fight back up on the inside. Batten, you've just cost me a win, buddy. Come on, let's get back up there. Get the 71 rolling. J.D. Brown as well, making it work on the bottom side.
He is. You know, it's all about the gearing, too, that you're running in these cars. And he must be running a good gear because, I mean, he's making that bottom work.
Well, who's your daddy? It's not Cody. It's not Cody Batten, that's for sure. He's in 3rd spot. I'll tell you what, Blake Garrett in 4th, 5th. It's going to be Randall Carter. He's holding off Patrick Solari as well. Carter into the wall. He loses 1 spot. Shane Evans has fallen back to about 8th spot on the racetrack. And look at Batten trying to throw the big slider on J.D. Brown in 3 and 4.
As you look, Cody Batten, as he's starting, he's in the middle groove right now, but he's starting to get up there because he knows he has to. But I'd say that he goes to the bottom, clips the tire, slides up halfway. He must have an ill handling car now. His car must be going away, bro.
It's very strange to see that 71 car and to go away this early on in the race. I mean, that's not looking all that promising right now. Blake Garrett going to go back to the inside. Yellow here at the Limaland Motorsports Park, as this could be the 22 car of Josh Conover at the back. Ken, thank you very much. Appreciate those kind words. Josh Conover going to be in 20th spot at the moment, and spoken about it a couple of times already, Steve. In regards to the point situation, Josh Conover holds on to a slim margin over Shane Evans and, of course, Jason Conover. Those were your top 3. Now, Jason Conover hasn't made the show, so he's going to get very minimal points. So he's not going to be able to catch up to the top 2. Right now, the battle between Shane Evans and Josh Conover for the points, we're looking at the moment, Shane Evans in 5th, Josh Conover in 20th. That's a lot of places. That's a lot of points between those two drivers. If Josh wants to hang on to that lead, he needs to get up as far forward as he can. He needs to have a little bit of luck go his way in tonight's Limaland race.
That's right. It looks like the lights go out this time. And you're going to see Corey Whitworth's going to... He has to have a good start on here because J.D. Brown is on that high side. Pacetrack will go in. It's all up to Corey Whitworth. Reflags out, and he gets the good jump on J.D. Brown, and he goes to the high side. As you look at Blake Garrett going to the middle groove, Cody Batten's even going to move to the high side now. Blake Garrett's trying to look underneath of the 14 of J.D. Brown, but look at Cody Batten, 3 wide for 2nd place.
Batten puts the slider on Brown. Brown crosses underneath him. Garrett on the bottom side of the racetrack. J.D. Brown back in position 2. Cody Batten fighting with Blake Garrett for the final spot on the podium. Then you go back to Shane Evans in position number 5. Batten looking for the slider on Brown again. Brown drives around the outside of the 71 car out of turn number 4. Here goes Garrett Brown into the wall again. 3 wide, off turn number 2. Oh, Garrett and Batten contact on the exit of 2. Rub panels down the back straightaway, and here goes JD Brown pulling the 2-for-1 slider. Oh, look at the 3 wide battle again for second, third, and fourth. Oh, entertaining stuff here at Limaland.
Yes, it is very entertaining as you see JD Brown now back to the top. As you see also Cody Batten starting to run top, but it looks like exiting the turns, JD Brown gets a little tight as him and Shane Evans get a little love tap there.
Yeah, Brown putting the double slider on Garrett and, of course, Cody Batten as well. Garrett looks for the slide job back on Brown. Here goes Batten trying to find a way around, but now has to settle in 4th spot, and just watch these 2 drivers just go to slide job city with Cody Batten just sitting on the outside, just watching, just can't enter population right now. Oh, Batten got into the back of Garrett. Garrett saves it. I think Batten may have just checked up to give him the spot back. Very classy move there by Cody Batten. Now Shane Evans. Shane Evans to the inside, looking for a podium run on the bottom side. Blake Brown, I believe that was. I had a blown up motor in that car, but man, what about this battle, Stephen? JD Brown, Blake Garrett, Cody Batten, and now Shane Evans. 4 cars fighting it out for the minor placings on the podium.
I mean, it's good racing. The more that's 3rd and 4th place battle, and they're going to go single file restart, that's allowing Shane Evans to move. So he wants them to battle. So that way they'll slow them down. He has the momentum to catch up to them.
Well, Corey Whitworth in the 69 car leads this field. The lights are out on your iRacing.com official pace truck. We are looking at 28 laps left to run, so we've just ticked over the halfway stage of this main event. We've seen 3 cautions so far in 32 laps. That's 1 every 10 laps. That's not too bad when it comes to a track like Limaland. Corey Whitworth, JD Brown, single file, Blake Garrett on the top side, Shane Evans and Cody Batten to the top 5. All went to the top in turn number 1 and 2. Evans through the middle of 3 and 4. Batten with a slider on Evans. Evans looks to come back underneath Batten down the front straightaway. He's going to put his own slider on Batten into turn number 1 and 2. And right now, Batten and Evans going at it, but Evans gets clear of Batten. And look at Blake Garrett starting to put the pressure, or did put the pressure on JD Brown, but now JD Brown starts to come after Corey Whitworth for the race lead.
He did. Corey Whitworth didn't have the jump that he did at the last restart. But JD Brown, there he goes, hits the wall a little bit. Like I said, Brett, JD Brown looks like he's a little tight exiting these turns.
Yeah, a little too tight, maybe just over-driving, over-committing onto the cushion around the Limaland Motorsports Park. Look at Evans once again trying to come after Blake Garrett. Now Shane Evans, he started P2, so he went back. He was back in about 8th or 9th spot early on in this race, and now he's had to fight back. Oh, Blake Garrett into the wall. Evans he can't complete the pass for 3rd on Garrett, but he goes down low. He looks for the slider. He got real tight. Garrett was turning underneath, and the 92 of Shane Evans faces the wrong way. And Shane Evans, that luck has just turned upside down. And how about Josh Conover? He goes past the 92, and there must be a grin from ear to ear. Not because he's around, just for the simple fact that if you think about the point situation, now they're going to be very close together once again. And again, it looks like Josh Conover at the moment is going to hang on to the points lead, but we've still got about 18 laps left to run.
That's right, but that was just a spot where Shane Evans did a slider, and it worked.
Well, you see his car got real tight when he tried to put the slider on. Obviously, yeah, he was off the gas, and I don't know if he would have been on the brakes, but he got off the gas, and you seen the wheels just turned hard left. Of course, when you see, if you look at Blake Garrett's point of view, if you look to the inside, if you look left and you see that car coming up, you automatically think, well, he's going to clear me. I'll turn it underneath him. Unfortunately, and I mean, you know, this is no fault of Blake's, no fault of Shane's. It was just one of those things where Shane's car got tight. Blake tried to turn it underneath and didn't realise his car was getting tight. And unfortunately for the 92, he now has to go to the back of the field. Still got 18 laps left to run as Corey Whitworth. As look at Blake Garrett looking down low into turn number 1 and 2. And this is going to bring Cody Batten back into the picture as well for a potential podium. JD Brown on the top side along with Batten. But Blake Garrett right through the middle of turn number 3 and 4. And here comes Batten up on the outside.
That was the restart that Corey Whitworth needed. And you see Batten, you know, run the high side. He knows, if he's been watching the cars in front of him, he knows that JD Brown sometimes gets a little tight. So he's probably thinking in his head, I'm just waiting for a mistake and I'll capture that second spot. But he has to right now worry about Blake Garrett that's still running that bottom.
Yeah, look at the battle on between Garrett and Cody Batten. Well, Garrett was certainly putting the moves on Cody Batten, leaving him just enough room to get up on the top side of the racetrack. And that's exactly what Cody Batten was doing. He was just moving to the outside, but I think timing and scoring going to have Blake Garrett restart in third. And something that these drivers had to contend with a couple of weeks ago that they're not having to run with, Steve, and what they don't have to put up with is lap traffic. And we know lap traffic was a monumental factor a couple of weeks ago at Lanier. Tonight, these boys don't have to deal with it, and it just goes to show you, 1 week, you know, you can have 60 green flag laps. The next, you know, the following 2 weeks, you could, you know, you might have 3 or 4 cautions, but again, it breaks up to where you don't have to get to lap traffic.
That's true. And as you know, you look at Corey Whitworth's starts. When he starts the race, each restart, he diamonds the turn, so he tries to get more straightaway speed.
All right, we're looking at 11 laps to go. Hey, Brianna, how you going? Oh, wait, you must be talking to Blake, right? just kidding. Anyhow, we go back to green. 11 laps to go. Corey Whitworth, JD Brown, Blake Garrett, Cody Batten, and Patrick Solari, your top 5. Look at Batten with a massive slider into turn number 1. Not sure what's going on with the number 2 car, but he goes from third back to position number 8, and he must be gutted right now. Look at Solari, just rolling the bottom side, being the catfish, being the gutter rat, just continuing to work low and just waiting to pick off cars one by one. Here comes Randall Carter now into the big mix. Pennington, Trey Smith, Blake Garrett around, and the number 2 car going to park it just on the entry into pit road.
You know, that last restart, JD Brown had a great start off that restart.
Well, this sets us up for a 5 lap shootout. The drivers get the 2 to green signal this time by. We will have 5 laps left to run. We'll keep an eye on the racing.com official pace track. I don't think the lights are going to turn off just yet. They do not, so they stay on. 2 to green, which means lap 59, lap 60 complete. Or 55 complete, because the first 5 were for the 4 wide salute. Jordan, I would agree. Let's blame Brianna.
Alright, you see the iRacing face truck turn off its lights as we're going green next time. As we go green with 5 laps to go. JD Brown needing a good restart on this. As you see him real close and tight to the back end of Corey Whitworth. Pace truck pulls in. Corey Whitworth on the gas. JD Brown and Cody Batten in third. You see everybody goes to the high side on this restart, and that's been the place to go so far for most of the time for JD Brown and Corey Whitworth.
Well, we're looking at 3.5 laps to go. Corey Whitworth, JD Brown. As JD Brown got it, now we'll talk about the point of no return. If a yellow flag comes out, it will end under yellow, but I'll tell you right now, some of these drivers won't want that with the likes of JD Brown, starting to close in on Corey Whitworth.
I see Corey Whitworth coming down to complete lap 63. Oh, and he gets to the wall. JD Brown goes around Corey Whitworth and takes the lead.
JD Brown, go and buy yourself a lottery ticket right now. He may have just won the lottery. 1 lap to go. 3 wide for the minor placings right now. Whitworth, Batten, and Carter into turn 3 and 4 for the final time. JD Brown wins. Second, third, fourth is going to be Corey Whitworth. Second and third is going to be Cody Batten by 0.042 of a second. Holy moly, you talk about how devastated Whitworth must be. Let's take a look at your unofficial JR Productions and Media finishing results. You would not read about it if you didn't see it. JD Brown, after being at the right place at the right time, comes away victorious. Corey Whitworth had it sewn up in the bag, but a mistake in 1 and 2 on the penultimate lap cost him a win here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. He comes away with a second place finish. Cody Batten going to come home in third by 0.042 of a second. Back to Randall Carter, who comes home in fourth. Fifth is Patrick Solari. Then we go back to Coy Pennington in sixth. Trey Schmidt home in seventh. Eighth went to Jason Minot. Aiden Perdue in ninth. And Tyler Chalk will round out your top 10. We have a look at the results over the page. 11th through to 20th. Shane Evans home in 11th. 12th was Adam Tevez. 13th was Jonathan Schaefer. Brent Hobson. 14th, Blake Garrett home in 15th. Dylan Thomas. Josh Conover. 16th and 17th. 17 cars finishing this one with 3 cars with a DNF. Garrett Niebrugge in 18th was Kirsch. The 19th, Blake Brown in 20th. And I must say, a nice job from Shane Evans to come back from 18th or 19th place to get back up to 11. But the story of the night, Stephen, is JD Brown. Right place, right time. He gets the win here at the Limaland Motorsports Park.
He does. Patience pays off for him.
Well, we're going to take this opportunity just for a brief moment. We're going to get with our top 3 drivers here. And in fact, we are already standing by with those drivers. And we're going to bring in the winner here tonight. He may just have to go to a news agency, buy himself a lottery ticket. JD Brown, congratulations on the win. Right place at the right time. And man, what an exciting race it was.
Yeah, that track was real difficult to hit your marks every lap, and I was trying to stay clean for the first half and just try to be there at the end, and managed to stay in second and just waited till Corey made a mistake, and he did it like 2 laps to go.
What was going through your mind on that final restart? 5 laps to go. Tonight we didn't see any lap traffic. Of course, once we'd get those, 8 to 10, 12 lap runs in, a yellow would come out and sort of just break up that momentum that you guys were just starting to get in and not have to worry about that traffic. What was on the mind on that last restart with 5 to go?
My goal is just try to stay right on him and just trying to wait for a mistake or manage to get a run coming off of one of the corners and maybe throw a slide job. I was just trying to keep as consistent as possible and just try to keep on his rear bumper to hopefully made a mistake or maybe I could get a run coming off.
Track looked like it had multiple lines throughout this feature event. It started, from the pole shuffle. We go back to the B and C main. It was up top. The pole shuffle guys were down the bottom. Some guys were going through the middle. Then the bottom came in and then the top came in. How did you adapt to finding the fastest way around this racetrack, with the track that was changing every lap?
Well, at the beginning, it was really diverse. You could run anywhere and be fast, but I knew eventually that top would have eventually came in, and I kind of just stayed up there for most of the race, try to bide my time, just wait for other people to make mistakes and get up there to the front.
Well, you got to the front, courtesy of a Corey Whitworth mistake in 1 and 2 on the penultimate lap, handing you a very hard-fought victory here tonight at the Limaland Motorsports Park. Congratulations. But before we let you get out of here, of course, sponsors, shout out to all that good stuff, buddy. Who makes it happen for you?
thank Napa Auto Parts, Evil One Graphics, SCP Performance, H&O Automotive, and everyone at Bad Racing for helping me out, and just all the teamwork that goes into this and try to get good setups and just try to run up front every week.
All right, there we go. JD Brown home in first place. We'll throw it down to Steve McMillan, who is chatting with Corey Whitworth home in second.
Well, Corey, you almost had it in the bag to the last lap. Tell us what happened.
This high quality Oklahoma internet I have.
High quality Oklahoma internet. So you're saying blame the storms that we had, all right?
I don't know if it was that or internet spike. I don't know. It lagged going into one with 2 to go, and whenever everything settled down and came back, I was in the wall.
But you had a good night overall. I mean, second place isn't that bad, but you led the majority of the laps tonight. You know, what was you thinking the last couple of restarts? Because, this gets on a lot of drivers' nerves, the patience. You got to make sure you don't screw up. And one thing I was pointing out, you would always on the restarts diamond the turn 3 coming out 4 on your restarts.
Yeah, there was I think it was like a Labor Day race or something here with some late models one time, like 1,500 to win. Well, I'm pretty good friends with Mason Crawford, and he led most of that stuff. And there was a restart with like 5 to go, and he didn't diamond the corner off like he had been, and somebody got a run in him going into one and passed him, and he lost $1,500 there. So I was like, well, if he screwed that up, I'm sure I can. So I'll just diamond it and try to haul ass down the straightaway and hit the corner like I need to. And it's kind of irritating because I felt like I had the whole race pretty well covered. I mean, JD was fast. Don't get me wrong, he was there, just waiting on me to mess up, and that's what it did. I just messed up once, and that was that. But as far as the restarts go, uh, it is very nerve wracking because you get yourself out there in a rhythm. You're in your own little world. You're just on like a Sunday cruise. You're just driving. You know what you're going to do every corner.
Right. And one thing is tonight I picked you to win again. And third place, Brett picked, Cody Batten to win. So we beat out Brett.
I was trying to give you guys a chance, just quietly.
All right. So who we'd like to thank to make it all possible for you tonight?
Definitely got to thank NORA for putting on the race. You guys up here in the broadcast booth, I always go back and watch these deals after we race them and do a really good job at it. Keep the action packed and showing everything. I mean, I got to thank my fellow racers. Everybody at the front that I raced with, it was good, clean racing. We were side by side battling hard. You can't ask for any more. Got to thank the whole team at Southern Sim Racing. I got to thank my painter, Mike M. at Mike M. Designs. He's always keeping me looking good. Thank the fiance for letting me race. I ran that VLR deal earlier, so I've kind of been on ever since I got home from work. So, yeah, I just got to thank all those guys.
Well, it's kind of like redemption from a VLR race earlier.
Oh, man, you're not kidding. I was upset with that one. Unfortunately, this is all I got. I can't get anything else where I live, so I'm kind of stuck with it.
Well, good luck, and we'll see you very shortly.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Back to you, Brett.
Thank you. Well, he's still in the shackles. He cannot break free. But he did manage to come away with the podium here tonight. Are you going to use me as an excuse on why you didn't win, Cody? Because I actually picked you to win tonight. I thought you were going to break free after last week's performance in the midgets. But, I mean, still, third place. You can't be too disappointed with that.
Yeah, hey, these things aren't even, I wouldn't say are my strong suit. I'm actually obviously more dominant in the midgets, but it seems that I'm getting just as good, if not better, in a modified. Seem to be running top 3 and 5 every week with all the fast guys, Carter, Brown, Whitworth. It's nice to start finishing up front with, the faster guys.
tonight you were throwing some big Hail Mary sliders in there, and to try and clear the guys that were in front of you. Yourself, Blake Garrett, Shane Evans. I mean, you guys just put on a heck of a show tonight, going 2 and 3 wide. What was it like from the cockpit of that number 71 car in throwing those Hail Marys?
Yeah, it was really seemed like the line was mainly just around the top, about from the mid race onto the end. So um, there you had to keep your eyes open and for somebody tagging the wall, and um, as soon as they did, you wanted to go under them and try to get around them. But when it's one lane like that, it's hard. You just gotta kind of wait for people to mess up and run as clean as you can.
Now, do you run VR or triples or single screen?
No, I'm actually on a 49-inch widescreen, so I don't quite have the peripheral vision that you'd have with triples or VR, but I seem to like it. Gives you a good view of the cockpit, and I don't know. To me, it seems like you're sitting in the race car.
Where I was going with that one was because when you get on the gas in these things, they generally tend to lean over to the right. Does that put you off a little bit? Rather than if you drive a midget, you're pretty much upwards, straightwards and stuff like that. But when you get in these modifieds, they tend to, because they lean on the right rear so much, you tend to lean. Does that put you off at all?
No, actually, driving real race cars in real life, you can kind of convert it over to here. Um, whenever the car sets over and it gets on the bars on the right rear, that's when it's hooked up. So that's where you usually want it, over on the right rear. So it doesn't mess with me too much. So the transition from midgets to here it's not too bad.
Well, it was a top 5 car tonight. You qualified 5th, I believe it was. You picked up the heat win. You started on pole, and you come away with the 3rd place run here tonight. It's a pretty good night for yourself, Cody. Congratulations on the podium. Before we let you get out of here, of course, sponsors, shout-outs, all that stuff. Who makes the wheels turn on this 71 machine for you?
Yeah, thanks to the whole FRM team, Shane, Trey, Leighton, Bryce, 92 Designs, Topside Designs, me and the boys. Seems like we got together a pretty good setup this week, and it was top 3. Could have been maybe a little more, but we'll keep knocking on the front runners.
Well, at the moment, you're still in handcuffs and you just cannot break free just yet. So, well done on 3rd, bud.
Thank you.
Hashtag don't free Cody. There it is. Cody Patton there with a 3rd place run. Steve, again, another fantastic showing. A couple of cautions involved tonight, but I mean, as you said, it was pretty much predicted after the 60 green flag laps we had here. Sorry, not here. A couple of weeks ago at Limaland. Again, I think 5, maybe 6 cautions, but still an exciting finish to end up or to finish up Limaland here for the UMP modifieds.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is one of the tracks. I mean, it has cautions. This is almost a guarantee, and there's very few leagues out there that can go caution free on at Limaland. I mean, it takes some talented drivers, patience, because it's so easy for a driver to, in the turns, kind of start to lose it, and it takes someone behind to let off, so that way they can gather it back up. And this track's so fast, so little. Sometimes you just don't have time to react quick enough, and then you're gathered up in someone else's spin or wreck. But they all show patience, as we had quite a few in the middle. We had a pretty decent green flag run in the middle.
Well, Steve, thank you very much for joining me in the booth again. I'm sure we'll see you in a day or 2 days' time again for our next broadcast here on Ultimate Dirt TV. So thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
All right, TO6 Pro, thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate it, buddy. Welcome into Ultimate Dirt TV. That will wrap us up here from the Limaland Motorsports Park. The National Oval Racing Association UMP Modifieds has been run and won by the number 14 car of JD Brown. So well done to JD Brown. Of course, big thanks to our sponsors, here at Ultimate Dirt TV, Wicked Cushion, 19 Designs, World of Thunder Racing League, Dirt Leagues Australia, JR Productions and Media, and Black Diamond Motorsports. Thank you very much for the likes and follows throughout the night so far here, as we've covered 2 broadcasts so far. We've got another 2 to come later on tonight in my time. It'll be Wednesday morning Eastern, 6 a.m. Eastern for the Americans, for the midgets, and then 7:30 a.m. Eastern for the sprint cars. We'll have the Dirt Leagues Australia midgets and 410 winged sprint cars. I believe we're in the final week or final 2 weeks of the series, so you can catch all that right here on Facebook, Twitch, and hopefully we'll have our YouTube page going as well. That'll do it for us. On behalf of the entire team, the management behind the scenes here at Ultimate Dirt TV, on behalf of Stephen McMillian and myself, Brett Wheeler, we say good night, and we'll see you in about 7 hours time, 6.5 hours time. Peace.